Hey guys, in this video I will show you some simple lineups with Gekko on parallel, and we'll start right here on A side with this post plant lineup on this default plant. So all you need to do is go into the corner right here, place your corner right on this dot right there, on this little line under this brick on the side, and place there your crosshair and throw it. And as you can see, it's gonna land perfectly on the spike, covering it very well. Next lineup is gonna land right here in the backside, and it can be used even as a post plant, but usually you would use this when you are gonna enter the site. So go into the corner right here behind this thing, and you wanna be placing the line next to your fresh and to your dizzy, the line on this side. I will zoom on it so that you can see it better. You will wanna place it on this little tip right here. It's pretty easy to remember, and then you just simply throw there your Moshpit. And as you can see, it's gonna land perfectly behind the side, getting anyone who'd be standing right behind it. Next lineup is gonna land right here in the pit, and all you need to do is once again stand in the same spot as you did previously, right here, and this time you are placing your bar between your dizzy and your wingman on the right side tip of it right here. And you simply aim there. I will zoom on it so you can see it, and you simply throw it. And as you can see, it's gonna land perfectly in the dugout, in the pit, and get anyone there. Now let's move on to B. If you planted spike anywhere in this area, you can try to use this lineup. Very simply go in the back, make sure that you line up this line with the pillar, with the side of it, so that way it is something like this. Doesn't have to be that precise. And then you simply place your crosshair on the tip of this roof. You run forward and throw it as soon as you hit W. So it should look like this, and as you can see, it's gonna land perfectly on the corner right here. You can throw it even a bit later, so that way it goes a bit further. For plant right here, you are doing something very similar. However, this time you are standing on the right side, and you are lining up this line with this one. And all you need to do is just simply ping yourself the spike right there and aim above it until you are in the same height as the top of this pillar. So you don't have to really think of anything there. You don't have to, pretty much, it doesn't really matter where you stand as long as you are aiming directly above the spike and you are in the height of this pillar. Then you simply run forward and throw it. So it will look like this. As you can see, it's gonna land perfectly on the spike every time. If you want to clear a spot right there behind the screen, you can just simply do this. Make sure that you are aiming at this corner in the back. Make sure that there is this little gap, and you want to place there your crosshair between those two. You want to run forward, and before you hit the wall, you just simply throw it. So it should look like this. And as you can see, it will land very far back, and it should get anyone who would be right here. A lineup that you can use if you are taking A would be for this pit. You just want to stand in the corner right here, and there is this little line next to the left side of this window, as you can see right here, and you want to go into the height of this corner. So that way you want to go this high up, something like this. Doesn't have to be very precise. You want to aim anywhere in this area. You can eyeball it pretty easily as well, and as you can see, it would usually land in the pit right here. It would always land here, and it would cover this whole area. Super easy to do and easy to remember. So moving on to Wingman when you are attacking. On parallel, I think he's especially useful with plants, since you can see the side pretty much from anywhere. The thing is on A, and the same thing works on B. So I would usually always try to send him to plant. You can combine it with your flashes and other util, and of course you can use him as a little raze bot, for example, so that way he will clear you these close corners. It will check you if there's anyone near here, and then you can just simply retake him back. But you don't really have to do that. You can use your flash over this wall, which we will get into later. But usually just go for a plant right here. If there are gonna be the smokes and you can flash this right side, you are pretty much always good to plant, since it would be very difficult for enemies to destroy him. When attacking, you can use him as a boombot right here as well. You can either bounce him off of these walls to clear behind these boxes, or simply bounce him further back, so that way he will clear these corners. You can also do the same thing on mid right here, so that way he will go all the way here and check if there's anyone even in this connector. And of course, lastly here on B, I would not really recommend him to use him like the boom bot, so that way you will get info out of it. Unless you know that there's someone behind the pillar, then you can always try to bounce it up, for example, something like this, so that way the player there is gonna get is gonna be caught. However, as you can see, you can use the possibility for you to plant, you can use it from pretty much anywhere. So you can combine it with your lineups or with your teammates lineup, and you can just simply send him on the side so that he plants anywhere in these areas. And if there's gonna be two smokes or the viper wall or harper wall even, you are good to go, and once again it will be very difficult for enemies to counter. On the defensive side, I would usually just keep him for the defuse, unless you know that there's, for example, someone behind the corner right here and you are short on flashes. So using this is absolutely the correct play right here, but I would use this very situationally and usually keep him for post plant, since having a player up who can defuse and you just have to guard him is much easier to do than just being a simple 2v2 when you are, unless you are in 2v3 like that. Now let's move on to your dizzy. Right here on A, when you are attacking, just simply throw your first flash in this corner, so that way you can collect him here later, and you will blind anyone who would be in this area. And then once again, once you capture him, you can either try to throw him like this, so that way he will bounce up and blind anyone on site, or you can just very simply throw him over the wall, where he would blind pretty much anyone on site. So simply doing this once again is gonna work fantastically for you to push. You can also always just bounce him off the walls and let him go into the site. And also you can use him to support your teammates and throw him through the window. For example, just like that, very simple, he would get you the info, and then you can, if you make it all the way around mid, you can just simply take him back. The same thing works for him right here on mid. You can either throw him through the doors or just simply aim high enough so that way he would blind anyone who would be in this hallway. These two works the same, however these are hard to shoot them out of. Here on B long, I would recommend you simply throw him like this, so that way you would blind anyone on long. Then you can simply take him back and keep him for later on. You can then just simply go and throw him, for example, like this, so that way he would blind anyone on site. And later in the post plant, you can even try to do something like this. Just aim directly above yourself. You can be close to the wall, and when aiming directly above yourself, he will go all the way up here. And as you can see, he would blind anyone in these spots, giving you the info if the enemies are pushing to the site. When you are right here defending, you can try doing your flashes, for example, like this, so that way if their enemies are pushing, it would blind them perfectly. You can do a very similar thing, for example, even right here at the beginning of the round, just simply aim directly above yourself, jump and throw it. That way you would get the info if there's anyone in front of the A main. And of course you can use your flashes from the pit the same way. Just once again aim directly above yourself, and as you can see, you can blind anyone who would be pushing into the site. One of the ways that you can flash for your team would be, for example, like this. That way it would fly from this wall, from here, and blind anyone on long. One of the simple ways that you can flash right here in halls would be just simply throwing your flash just like that, so that he would bounce back to you and you can pick him up later. And you can do this pretty much the whole round, just simply throwing your flash, and that form would be blinding anyone who would be on long. And it will be difficult for enemies to break it immediately, since he will peek it and then just get back. Difficult to counter, and you can just use this flash every 10 seconds, so definitely use it. And there is one more way that I would like to show you. Just aim directly above yourself right here, jump and throw it, and as you can see, it goes all the way here, once again spots anyone on long. If you are trying to retake B, you can always try to use this flash, simply jump up and flash anyone in this area. And lastly, let's get to your ult. You can use your ult maybe in this area, and if you don't spot anyone in these corners, you can just simply go back, so that way it is easier for you to take the ult orb that will fall from your ult. You just capture it back, and then you have one more try with it, since with your ult, if you spot anyone on the first try or don't, you always get a second attempt as well. However, there are only 2 of these attempts, so have that in mind and use them wisely. You can use one for example, entering the site, and the second one for post plant, where you can stun anyone who would be defusing. So yeah, that's all about Gekko and Peril. I hope this video is gonna be helpful for you guys. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you guys soon. Bye!